Ladies and gentlemen, we'd appreciate if you rise for the entrance of our chief guest for the official inauguration of the World Export Development Forum 2016, His Excellency Maithripala Sirisena, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. The President will light the first wick of the lamp inaugurating the forum this afternoon, joined by the Honorable Malik Samaravikrama, Minister of Development Strategies and International Trade, Madam Arantxa Gonzalez, Executive Director of the ITC, Honorable Sujeeva Senasinghe, State Minister of International Trade, Mrs. Chandani Vijayawardena, Secretary, Ministry of Development Strategies and International Trade, Mr. Anura De Silva, Secretary to the State Minister of International Trade, Mrs. Indira Malvatta, Chairperson and Chief Executive of the Export Development Board of Sri Lanka, Mrs. Jeevani Sirivardhana, Director General of the EDB, and Mr. Fazal Mushin, Co-Chair, WEDF Steering Committee. We'd now like to invite those who lit the lamp to make their way up on the stage. And we'd also like to invite onto the stage the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Richard Batudin, Honorable Daya Gamage, who's the Minister for Primary Industries, and also Dr. Harsha De Silva, who's the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs. Please remain standing, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem of Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka Mata, Appa Sri Lanka, Namo, 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 Namo Mata. Sundara Siri Varini, Surandi Ati Sogamana Lanka. Ranya Dhanaya Nekamal Palaturu Piri Jaya Bhumiya Ranya. Appa Hatta Sapa Siri Setta Sadhana, Jeevanaye Mata. Pilidanu Mena Appa Bhakti Puja, Namo Namo Mata. Appa Sri Lanka, Namo Namo, Namo Namo Mata. Upave Appa Vidya
Thank you, everyone. You may sit down now. Sri Lanka's rhythmic percussion and diverse genres of dance have mesmerized nations from near and far, mesmerized them to visit this pearl of the Indian Ocean. You will now get a glimpse, as an opening sequence, of some of these depicting ancient kingdoms, the grandeur of royalty, of age-old customs and traditions that have been etched in ancient tomes from a long, long time ago. Dance originated from these kingdoms, and you will see those diverse genres now displayed. A touch of what Sri Lankan dance and percussion has, that esoteric, mesmerizing feel of this little island we call home, Sri Lanka. Key takeaways from this morning's session inauguration is the fact that Sri Lanka's strategic geographic location can be a hub, can be a catalyst in transforming the world's bilateral trade relations. The World Export Development Forum on the theme Trade for Success makes it timely for countries across the world to connect, compete, and change on a blueprint built on initiative, on innovation, on technology, and on countries without borders. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warmly welcome you once again to the inauguration of the World Export Development Forum 2016 in Colombo, Sri Lanka. And to make his address, I would like to invite the State Minister for International Trade, the Honourable Sujiva Senasinghe.
Ayubowan. Good afternoon to everybody. Subha Sandhyaවක් සියලු දෙනාටම. I will speak in Sinhalese. You can use the headsets, the foreign delegates in front of you or under the desk. ලෝක අපනයන සංවර්ධන සමුළුවේ 16 වන සැසිවාරයේ නිල සමාරම්භක උත්සවය පවත්වන මෙම අවස්ථාවේදී ඔබ ඇමතීමට ලැබීම මා භාග්‍යයක් කොට සලකමි. උත්සවයේ ප්‍රධාන අමුත්තා වශයෙන් සහභාගී වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී සමාජවාදී ජනරජයේ අතිගෞරව ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඒ වගේම සංවර්ධන උපාය මාර්ග හා ජාත්‍යන්තර වෙළඳ අමාත්‍ය ගෞරව මාලික් සමරවික්‍රම මැතිතුමා ඒ වගේම බදුදීන් ඇමතිතුමා දයාගමගේ ඇමතිතුමා හර්ෂ ඩිසිල්වා ඇමතිතුමා ඒ වගේම චාන්දනී විජයවර්ධන ලේකම්තුමිය අනුර සිල්වා ලේකම්තුමා ඒ වගේම හංගේරියා විදේශ කටයුතු හා වෙළඳ අමාත්‍ය පීඨ ඇමතිතුමා චීන සමූහාණ්ඩුවේ වාණිජ්‍ය උප ඇමති ෂුවාන් වන් මැතිතුමා විදේශ දූත මණ්ඩල වල තානාපතිවරුන් මහා කොමසාරිස්වරුන් වාණිජ්‍ය අංශ ප්‍රධානීන් ඉතා ගෞරවයෙන් පිළිගනිමි. එසේ මෙම අග්‍රගාම්‍ය සමුළුවේ සම සත්කාරත්වයේ දරන ජිනීවාහි ජාත්‍යන්තර වෙළඳ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ ITC විධායක අධ්‍යක්ෂිකා අරංචා ගොන්සාලෙස් මැතිතුමිය විශාල සහයෝගයක් අපි ලබා දුන්නා. එතුමිය ආදරයෙන් අපි පිළිගන්නවා. ඒ වගේම එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ අධ්‍යාපන විද්‍යාත්මක හා සංස්කෘතික වැඩසටහනේ UNESCAP ආයතනයේ විධායක අධ්‍යක්ෂ ආචාර්ය සහමද් අක්තාර් මැතිනිය හා පුදුරාජ්‍ය මණ්ඩලීය කොම්සෙට් නියෝජ්‍ය ලේකම් ඩියොට් මහරාජ් මැතිතුමා යන අයත් සාදරයෙන් පිළිගනිමි. එසේ මෙම සමුළුවේ අනිකුත් ප්‍රධාන පාර්ශ්වකරුවන් වන ප්‍රතිපත්ති සම්පාදකයින් සංවර්ධන සහ පර්යේෂකයන් විද්වතුන් විදේශීය ගැනුම්කරුවන් ජාත්‍යන්තර වෙළඳ මධ්‍යස්ථානය හා අනිකුත් විදේශ නියෝජ්‍යායතන වලින් පැමිණ සිටින කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයන් ඒ වගේම දේශීය ව්‍යාපාරික ප්‍රජාව ශ්‍රී ලංකා අපනයන සංවර්ධන මණ්ඩලය හා ශ්‍රී ලංකා ආයෝජන මණ්ඩල නිලධාරීන්ද ඉතා ආදරයෙන් පිළිගනිමි. පෞද්ගලික හා රාජ්‍යාංශයේ පූර්ණ සහභාගීත්වයෙන් public private partnership සංවිධානය වූ වෙඩෙෆ් ශ්‍රී ලංකා සැසිවාරය පැවැත්වීම සංවිධානය කිරීම සුවිශේෂී මුහුණුවරක් ගනු ලැබූ අතර එය අප රජයේ ආර්ථික සංවර්ධන ක්‍රියාවලියේ හරය වීම වැදගත් වන අතර එහි මෙහෙයුම් කමිටුවේ ගරු අමාත්‍ය මාලික් සමරවික්‍රම මැතිතුමාගේ උපදෙස් පරිදි මාහට නායකත්වය සැපයීමට හැකිවීමද භාග්‍යකි. එය ශ්‍රී ලංකාව උත්සව කළමනාකරන ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ සාර්ථක අධ්‍යයනීය වශයෙන් සන්තුමහන් වන නොඅනුමානය. අපගේ ජාතික රජයේ පසුගිය කාලය තුළ විදේශ වෙළඳාමට හා විදේශ ආයෝජන වලට අදාළ නීති රීති සහ නව අනපත් රාශියක් නීතිගත කරන ලද අතර මූල්‍ය විනය ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ඩිසිප්ලින් හා වගකීම පිළිබඳ යහපාලන හා නීති ආධිපත්‍ය යන මූලධර්ම තහවුරු කර ඇත. එවන් පසුබිමක ජාත්‍යන්තර වෙළඳාම ආයෝජන හා සංචාරක ක්ෂේත්‍ර ආශ්‍රිත සංවාද හා විවාද පවත්වමින් ජාත්‍යන්තර වෙළඳාම ඉදිරි ගමන the way forward දිසානති focus හා උපනති trends පිළිබඳව තීන්දුව తీරන ගැනීමට වෙඩෙෆ් සමුළුව තුළින් හැකි වුණු අතර එම ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ සඳහා විවෘත වී ඇති රටක් වශයෙන් එහි ප්‍රතිලාභ අපට අත්වනු ඇත. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ සමුළුව හරහා රටවල් අතර මිත්‍රශීලත්වය ඒ වගේම රාජතාන්ත්‍රික සම්බන්ධතා වැඩි දියුණු කර ගැනීමටත් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම අප රජයේ ඉතා කෙටි කාලයක් තුල යහපාලනය ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදය විනිවිදභාවය නීති ස්වාධිපත්‍ය යන ගුණාංග අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඒ වගේම අතිගරු අගමැතිතුමා විශාල කැපවීමකින් මේ කෙටි කාලය තුල අපි මේ රටේ ස්ථාපනය කළා තියෙනවා. එහි ප්‍රතිඵලයක් තමයි මෙම අපනයන සමුළුව ලෝක අපනයන සමුළුව අප ලංකාවට ලැබීම. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මුලාරම්භයක් ලෙස මෙම සමුළුව හරහා World Economic Forum ලෝක ආර්ථික සමුළුව ඉදිරි අවුරුද්දේ හෝ ඉතා කෙටි කාලයක් තුල මේ රටට ලබා ගන්න. ඒ වගේම අපනයන සඳහා අපි ප්‍රමුඛත්වයක් ලබා දෙන අවස්ථාවක යහපාලන ආණ්ඩුව තුල අපි වෙළඳ කිවිසුම් ඉන්දියාව, චීනය, සිංගප්පූරුව, මැලේසියාව, තායිලන්තය ඒ වගේම අනෙකුත් සාක් රටවල් සමග ඇති කර ගැනීමෙන් අපේ වෙළඳ පොළ පුළුල් කර ගන්න අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. එහිදී විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ රටේ වෙළඳාම් කිරීමට පහසුතාවයක් ඇති කිරීම සඳහා ease of doing business විශාල කාර්යභාරයක් මේ කෙටි කාලය තුල අපි කරමින් පවතිනවා. එහිදී අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ease of doing business index එකේ ලෝක ගණනය කිරීමේ ක්‍රමවේදය තුල අංශක 40ක් පමණ අවුරුදු දෙකක් ඇතුළත ඉදිරියට එන්න. එනම් 60ක් හෝ 60ට අඩුවෙන් ස්ථානයකට අවුරුදු දෙකක් යනකොට ළඟා වෙන්න. ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම දැනට අපි මේ රට ඉදිරි අනාගතය වෙනුවෙන් යටිතල පහසුකම් විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් අවුරුදු 3ක් යනකොට මහනුවර අධිවේගී මාර්ගය, ත්‍රිකුණාමල අධිවේගී මාර්ගය, යාපනය මඩකලපුව, හම්බන්තොට මාතර, ඒ වගේම කටුනායක සිට කොළඹ මැදට, ඒ වගේම කොළඹ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ සිට කඩුවෙල දක්වා විශාල යටිතල පහසුකම් අවුරුදු 3ක් ඇතුළත අපි ළඟා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මේ යටිතල පහසුකම් තුල අපේ අපනයන අපි අවුරුදු 3ක් යනකොට 3 ගුණයක් නැත්නම් 4 ගුණයක් කරගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මේදී විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ යටිතල පහසුකම් ආශ්‍රිතව Make in Sri Lanka concept එක යටතේ එනම් ලංකාවේ නිෂ්පාදනය කිරීම සඳහා මේ භාණ්ඩ වලට මූලිකත්වයක් ලැබලා දීලා ලංකාවේ ආයෝජකයන්ට මේ භාණ්ඩ නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්න අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මේ තුල විශේෂයෙන්ම රජයේ සියලු ආයතන අපි මේකේ පහසුකම් ලබා දීම සඳහා මේ වෙනකොට පරිගණකගත කිරීම, වරාය, ඉන්ලන්ඩ් රෙවෙනියු, ලේබර් මේ සියලු ආයතන අන්තර්ගතගානය කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා 2016 අවසන් වෙද්දී. ඒ වෙනකොට අපේ වෙළඳාම් කිරීමේ හැකියාව ලංකාව විශාල දියුණුවක් කරා යන්න පුළුවන් හැකියාව ලැබෙනවා. එයින්ද මේ අවස්ථාවට විශේෂයෙන්ම සම්බන්ධ වෙන අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා, ඒ වගේම මගේ ඇමතුමා මලික් සමරේක මැතිතුමාත්, අරංචා ගොන්සාලෙස් මැතිතුමියත්, ඉන්දිරා මල්වත්ත මැතිණියත්, ඒ වගේම EDB ආයතනයේ සියලුම නිලධාරීන්, ඒ වගේම BOI ආයතනයේ සියලුම නිලධාරීන්, සභාපතිතුමා ඇතුළු ඒ වගේම පෞද්ගලික අංශයේ පළමු වතාවට අපි රාජ්‍ය සහ පෞද්ගලික අංශයට විශාල අවධානයක් යොමු කරන අවස්ථාවක ඒ ලැබලා දුන්නු සහායය අනුව අපිට මෙම සමුළුව සාර්ථක කරගන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණා. මේ තුලින් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා අපේ අපනායන වැඩි කරලා ආසියාවේ තියෙන වාණිජ මට්ටමින් බලවත් රටක් බවට ලංකාව පත් කරගන්න. මෙහිදී අපේ අමාත්‍යාංශය මේ සඳහා දක්වන අපේ නිලධාරීන් දක්වන සහයෝගය ඒ වගේම සියලු දෙනාම එකතු වෙලා මෙම සමුළුව සාර්ථක කරගන්න ඒ ලබා දුන්නු ශක්තියට ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙමින් සියලු දෙනාම ඉතාමත් ආදරෙන් පිළිගනිමින් මම කතාව අවසන් කරනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
The Honourable Sujiva Senasinghe, the State Minister for International Trade. And now I would like to invite the co-collaborator of this forum, the World Export Development Forum, who together with the Export Development Board, we have the International Trade Center, and she's the Executive Director, to make her address, Madam Arantxa Gonzalez.
His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, dear friend, it is a great privilege that His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena is here to officiate over this World Export Development Forum. Your Excellency, Sri Lanka and its people have been warm and welcoming hosts, and it is a privilege for us to be in your beautiful country. Ayuboam. Obviously, my Sinhalese is not as good as the state ministers. I commend the Ministry of Commerce and the Sri Lanka Export Development Board for the excellent partnership and for their commitment to empowering Sri Lankan businesses and entrepreneurs to use trade as a driver for sustainable growth, for development, and for job creation, because it is indeed in the partnership between government and business that this can happen. The World Export Development Forum is about talking business, but it's also about doing business, because both components matter. Because even though trade-related growth has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, the reality is that still companies in many developing countries struggle to connect to international markets. And this is especially true for small and medium enterprises that account at the end of the day for the majority of the firms and the majority of the jobs in any country, including in Sri Lanka. Centuries ago, Sri Lanka was known as an important maritime crossroad between the Asian mainland and Africa. This echoes even more powerfully in the modern global economy. Sri Lanka is in a geoeconomic sweet spot between today's growth centers in Asia and tomorrow's growth centers in Africa. Today, Sri Lanka's outlooking skilled population is a major economic asset and a great comparative advantage. Geography and human capital combined with a growing peace dividend give the island tremendous potential as a regional and even as a global hub for trade. It is now time to make the most of this potential. It is now time to restore Sri Lanka's historic role as an important trade hub. Trade is not an end in itself. Trade is a means to lift income, to create more and better jobs. It is a means to connect the unconnected, the small farmers, the small and medium enterprises, the young, the women. Trade in Sri Lanka means the need to do greater value addition that can generate better paying jobs. This requires market opening, both here and abroad, and this is why this country has a robust trade negotiation agenda. But it also requires a more conducive business environment, more business competitiveness, and economic diversification. These goals are your goals, these goals are ITC's goals, and therefore we will continue to be your partner in achieving an ambitious agenda. essentially in three key areas. Area number one, in building the soft infrastructure that would contribute to more value added in Sri Lanka, to more trade across the board, from fisheries to agro-process, from industrial products to services, the huge untapped potential for this country. Two, we will be supporting you in your domestic trade policy and in international cooperation to reduce the negative effects of the 21st century barriers to trade, non-tariff barriers, and also to make sure that your trade policy reflects the growing importance of e-commerce and e-solutions. Three, in helping connect Sri Lankan companies to markets, especially, as I said, for the youth and the women, so that we can distribute the benefits of trade more broadly. I believe that Sri Lanka's economic agenda of connecting to value chain, of greater value addition, is the right one. And ITC looks forward to supporting this pursuit of inclusive growth and poverty alleviation. Through a new 4-year project, which will benefit from the strong financial backing and support from the European Union, ITC will support Sri Lanka in ensuring trade impact for good. President, ITC has been with you in the past, it is with you today, and let me tell you, it will remain with you as a partner in the future. Let me once again say welcome, Sadarayam Piliganawa, I hope this was right, and wish you all a great World Export Development Forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Gonzalez. Sri Lanka seems to be creating that framework right here at the forum to become that catalyst, export-centric hub. I'd now like to invite the Minister of Development Strategies and International Trade, the Honorable Malik Samaravikrama, for his address.
His Excellency, the President of Sri Lanka, Maithripala Sirisena, Honorable Ministers of Sri Lanka, as well as the Honorable Visiting Ministers, the Honorable State Minister of International Trade, who has chaired the organizing committee of this event and has done a wonderful job, Madam Arantxa Gonzalez, Executive Director of ITC, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, Secretaries and Heads of Government Institutions, distinguished foreign delegates, media representatives, Chairperson and Chief Executive of the EDB, the live wire behind this event, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome all participants to the 16th World Export Development Forum. And at the outset, permit me to thank all those individuals and institutions, both from the government and private sector, whose untiring efforts have enabled this forum to take place in Sri Lanka. A special word of thanks to the energetic Executive Director of ITC, Madam Arantxa, for bringing this event to Sri Lanka and guiding us and our team. World Export Development Forum is a unique global conference and business-to-business matchmaking platform dedicated to supporting trade-led development. As a flagship event of the International Trade Center, WEDF brings together over 700 business leaders, policymakers, heads of trade and investment, support institutions, and international trade development officials to address international competitiveness for developing countries. Sri Lanka's economy has witnessed a steady revival in growth during the past few months. And since the election of His Excellency as the President of Sri Lanka. With the country venturing into new avenues of commodity and service monetization, the new government has brought in freedom, democracy, transparency, and with this given a message of assurance to the international business community. The decision by the ITC to hold this event in Sri Lanka itself is a clear message that we are on the right path, symbolizing the international recognition for the business environment that we have built. Let me also mention that in Sri Lanka, we now have a very, very stable government with the two major political parties, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, led by His Excellency the President, and the United National Party, led by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, forming a national unity government which enables us to undertake major reforms to fast-track development in our country. We are also in the process of implementing a series of reforms to uplift the country's trade and investment performance. This includes, as the State Minister said, the ease of doing business. A new trade policy is being formulated, which focuses on reducing the anti-export bias in our policies. Para-tariffs are being reviewed, and the central bank will manage the exchange rate flexibility while avoiding high volatility. These reforms are being complemented by improved trade facilitation, which will enable Sri Lanka to capitalize on the strategic geographic location and excellent port facilities to become a manufacturing, distribution, and a logistics hub. As you all know, the global trading environment is changing rapidly with global production networks and global value chains. The developments are a result of product fragmentation, cross-border dispersion of component production and assembly. Each country specializes in a particular stage of production sequence and trade the value-added components which ultimately result in the final product. Product fragmentation was first seen in the apparel and electronics industry, and now it has spread to automobiles, electrical machinery, telecommunications, etc. The factors that have led to product fragmentation is rapid advancement in production technology, technology innovation in communication and transportation, and liberalization policy reforms in investment and services, both at home and host countries. Export growth can no longer depend on traditional export markets such as the USA and European Union, where demand is slack. Therefore, it is imperative that Sri Lanka find new markets and curb out easy market access to them. That is the reason why our government has embarked on a strategy to deepen the existing FTAs with India and Pakistan and working on new FTAs with growing Asian economies such as China and Singapore. Sri Lanka currently is at a juncture where it could no longer depend on debt finance development. Thus, a viable development strategy that will bring in more foreign exchange to the country is needed while promoting exports and attracting FDIs. For export promotion, FDI will support to enhance the supply capacity of export and make best use of the wider market access gained via FTAs. Making this transition from debt financial public investment and import substitution to a private sector-led export and FDI-based development strategy remains challenging, but it is the only option available for Sri Lanka at present. If you look at the South Asian countries in the SAARC, Sri Lanka is far behind others in working out duty-free or preferential market access to other countries. Countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, and Afghanistan, by virtue of them being LDCs, qualify for duty-free access to the European Union and Indian market through everything but arms. In fact, 84% of SAARC LDC exports have duty-free access to the world at large. India has preferential market access to ASEAN, Japan, South Korea, Pakistan, through various FTAs and CPAs it has signed during the last decade. Pakistan has FDAs with China, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka, and benefits from GSP Plus in the EU market. In contrast, Sri Lanka has access only to Pakistan and India, and some preferential access to APTA members, China and Korea, for which Bangladesh and India also qualify. Sri Lanka therefore lags behind even with its South Asian neighbors in having preferential markets access to trading partners. Therefore, it becomes all the more important for us to sign more bilateral agreements. The world around us is increasingly moving forward with regional and bilateral free trade agreements as the multilateral trade liberalization process led by the WTO has come to a standstill. These agreements basically deepen and broaden the FTAs with selective reduction of the negative list and incorporating investment and services liberalization. 50% of the global trade now takes place through regional or bilateral FTAs. In the case of the proposed India and Sri Lanka FTA, it is being broadened and deepened via the proposed Economic and Technology Cooperation Agreement. And that will certainly assist Sri Lanka to address many of the current problems we are facing in fully utilizing the FTA. EDCA can increase Sri Lanka's competitiveness in industrial exports and also increase our supply capacity to better utilize the market access to India. In addition, EDCA negotiations are addressing the outstanding non-tariff barriers in the Indian market, as well as many of the existing procedural barriers and delays in Indian ports of entry, particularly through mutual recognition agreements. The recent visit of Honorable Maithripala Sirisena to Sri Lanka and a visit of our Prime Minister and the meeting with the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, helped us to overcome most of these barriers, and they have promised to look at these barriers and eliminate them favorably. Sri Lanka's agreements with Pakistan also provides an opportunity for Indian investors to access that market on a preferential basis by locating their production in Sri Lanka. We could explore the possibility of redirecting some of the Indo-Pakistan trade currently transmitting through Dubai. We have also launched negotiations on FTA with Singapore. This will open up the entire ASEAN market for Sri Lanka and will create opportunities for high-tech, innovative products to be exported to this region. As I said before, we also started negotiations on FTA with China, which we hope we can complete by March next year. We're negotiating these agreements with an open mind, but of course with the intention of getting the best possible deal for our country. We are aware that there will be some trade disruptions during this process, and our government will come up with a trade adjustment package for local industrialists to upgrade their machinery, to be more competitive, and to service our local market as well as given the opportunity to export to the regional and global markets. Before I finish, I should also point out that Sri Lanka has enormous potential as a tourism destination. Investment opportunities are considerable in this sector. Our government is taking a number of positive measures to improve investor confidence, strengthen the business environment, and make Sri Lanka an attractive destination for FDI. Let me conclude by reiterating that the benefits of investing in Sri Lanka include its resilient economy, supportive government policies, its educated workforce, strategic location, preferential access to the large markets through the FTAs that we are hoping to finalize, fast developing infrastructure, and an increasingly vibrant business environment. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Lanka is ready for business. So I urge all of you to take full advantage of this opportunity to network and form long-lasting partnerships. While thanking Aransa once again, I wish all of you a fruitful and productive sessions. Thank you very much.
Take advantage to connect, compete, and change, to trade for success. Thank you very much to our Speaker, Minister of Development Strategies and International Trade, the Honorable Malik Samaravikrama. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremonial inauguration of the World Export Development Forum 2016. We'd like to say thank you and warm appreciation to our chief guest, His Excellency, President Maithripala Sirisena, for gracing the occasion, and the ministers who have accompanied him, and also for you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. However, sessions will continue once the President and his party depart.